on the phones, on hold, all the way from Madison, Wisconsin, and we're happy to have him here. It's my old friend, Michael RUSSA. Hey, Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And you are with Lost Wax Process.
That's right.
How'd you guys come up with the name, man?
It's so Lost Wax Process. It's a type of casting. So when you make brass products or things out of jewelry, like silver products, things like that, it's the ancient technique that's used to pour the metal. And when you pour it, after you make one copy, the sand goes away and it melts away and disappears, and you start over again. And I do that for my day job. I design sundials, all these cool brass pieces and things like that. And it kind of came to me because, Lost Wax also
records
kind of has records, and and our music's kind of doesn't really fit into a time per se.
Yeah, it does not.
So it's kind of this, it's Lost Wax. You know what I mean?
I thought it was, I interpret it as meaning the art of making records, which I thought with you that was probably, I knew there was a double meaning because I know you're an intelligent guy, so I was like, there's got to be more than just the record thing. So thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah. So, it's also a metal casting.
It's funny, and those that don't know, Mike and I have known each other. Michael RUSSA, by the way, is his full name, and you play guitar and vocals for Lost Wax Process, right?
That's right.
And me and Mike have known each other, I think, for at least 35, 36 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
It was way back.
You're the guy that turned me on to the Red Hot Chili Peppers right after their very first album came out. And I remember going, whoa,
Yeah, it's hilarious, and that's funny enough. That's the only album I ever bought.
Are you serious?
The Red Hot Chili Peppers, yeah.
Oh well, you know what?
I was all over it too at the time.
Well, the first 2 or 3 records they did, I was kind of about, but to me, still to this day, that album is still the best thing they ever did, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, it's all over the place. I love it.
Kind of like the Meat Puppets' first record is different than the rest of their stuff, But to me, it's the most raw, version of the band,
Yeah, yeah.
But back to your band. Mixtape is the song we're going to play shortly, but I was looking at the insert of your new record, and we've got Mark on drums and Andrew on bass, and John is on keyboards. And how do you know those guys? Are those guys all good friends of yours? Are they co-workers? How did you meet those dudes?
Yeah. So Andrew, or Andy, him and I were pretty good friends, and I knew we played music, but we never jammed or anything, and one day he's just like, hey, we should start a band. And I'm like, why have we never talked about this before?
Right.
This is crazy. So, yeah, and then he's like, hey, I know this other guy. I've got another coworker that can play keyboards, and I got another guy that can play drums. I'm like, okay, let's get together. And so we just started playing, and it's a couple years now, actually. It's funny, they're so all 3 of those guys are professors of political science at the University of Wisconsin.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun and pretty interesting that our practices, we can, in between songs, we're talking about the debt crisis in Europe or something.
Physics,
currency exchanges and other interesting things. So it's fun being with these guys, and you know what? We're old enough where we can have a great time and not get all worked up about it.
Oh yeah, and the photos on the front and back cover were those taken in Thailand?
That's I took those in Shanghai.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was all on the same day, and the same with the inner art.
Okay.
So there's this kind of continuity, and again, with both these pictures, I know the people listening can't see them, but they kind of show the old town, and the background, they're getting taken over by the high-rise towers, and
all the scaffolding and stuff representing all the it's cool. It shows. It's a good translation there. It's comes through.
China it's constantly in flux, and I think these pictures kind of show it. And I don't know. There's kind of wanderlust and the yearning in our music, I think. So I think it represents. It's a good representation for the first record.
How would you describe your bands if you had to? A generic question, but how would you describe the band?
Oh God, yeah, it's weird because you hate to say, well, I have my own sound or whatever, because I don't really know how I.
You kind of do, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess generically, I would go back to an '80s term and say college rock.
Yeah, okay, like indie rock before indie became totally something.
Yeah, right.
No, you're right though. You're right. That's if we were back in the '80s. That's exactly what I'd say, and it's good stuff. I think a lot of different types of people that like different types of music can relate to this. Do you guys play out? Are you guys a band that plays many shows or anything like that, or what's up with that?
We're trying to do more. We've done a handful of shows. Our biggest problem is timing. It's it's like,
gosh, right?
One person's it's like I'm traveling for my day job, and then I get back, and then it's like, hey, can we get together and play a show? Oh no, someone else is going to be gone that time, and then we all have kids too, so we've got that issue too. So we practice after all of our kids go to sleep.
Well, how about this?
Around 10 o'clock at night and play.
I noticed you're on Soniferique Records. Is that your own label, or is that a label out of somewhere?
Yeah, that's my own label. I started up putting this record out, and then I plan on trying to do some other things. I actually want to do some reissues of some old calypso music.
Interesting.
Yeah, from Bahamas, and actually Bahamas, Bermuda.
Some Harry Belafonte? No.
Jamaica, places like that. What's that?
Some Harry Belafonte?
A little more, well, not
kidding.
too far away, but yeah.
I'm kidding.
I know, but, it's the same idea, like kind of this calypso that is like borderline tourist music, yet played by these great musicians.
Totally.
And really have a story to tell. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do in the future, is do some cool reissues.
If people want to, I know a lot of folks, there's a resurgence with vinyl. A lot of folks are collecting, 7 inches and albums again. If somebody wants to reach out, and especially if anybody old school that knew us back in the day or knows either one of us personally, if you'd like to get the record from Mike's band, and of course Mike back in the day went by the name CP, which stood for Country Punk.
Yep.
And if you want to get CP's record, or Mike's new record on Soniferique Records, it's a 2-song 7-inch. The band is Lost Wax Process, with the song Mixtape backed with the song called Pushing Out. If you'd like to get that, what is the best way for folks to obtain that?
Bandcamp is the best way.
Okay.
So we're under lostwaxprocess.bandcamp.com.
Nice. We're going to play, next week we're going to play Pushing Out on the show, because you were kind enough to burn a CD for us, so we thought we'd honor you and play both the tunes. But tonight we're going to follow this interview with a tune called Mixtape.
Great.
Want to tell us anything about the song?
Yeah, well, that's kind of a love song. So my wife, it's a lot of words and phrasings and things taken from a lot of my favorite songs over my life, and songs that I also put on individual mixtapes when I
remember doing those.
dating my wife.
Yeah, mixtapes were very popular. I used to give them to girls a lot, man.
Yeah, and well, that was the last time I made a mixtape. Ended up marrying her. So hey, I guess it worked.
Did she ever give you a mixtape?
She did.
Cool. Do you have those mixtapes still?
Still got them.
That's kind of cool. See, I don't have mine, man. I don't think.
I've got it. Yeah, I got it.
I
have too much stuff.
It was, for guys like us, a lot of guys that got into like punk rock and different types of rock were secretly, we were just like nerdy guys that liked to read books, and we had a lot of feelings, and but we liked really crazy music. And one of the ways we would express ourselves to females or people that we were attracted to, whatever, males, females,
right.
Whatever, it was by making these tapes which expressed how we felt, because the songs contained, what we wanted to say, but we're afraid to, that kind of thing,
Absolutely.
So, all right, great, man. It's good to talk to you. We're going to play a song right now by Lost Wax Process. If you just tuned in, you're at KSKQ at the Church of Rock radio show with Michael RUSSA out of Madison, Wisconsin. Again, it's Lost Wax Process is the band. We're playing a tune from that record called Mixtape. Thanks a million for taking the time, bro.
Oh, thank you.
And we will, with your permission, we'll get you this little chat and the song up on our YouTube channel, if that's okay.
That'd be great. Yeah.
And keep in touch. Next week, again, we will play another tune from Lost Wax Process. We'll do Pushing Out next week.
Appreciate it. All right.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Namaste.
Yep.
And
See you later.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Michael RUSSA, Sister Tracy, are you ready to hear some Lost Wax Process?
I am absolutely ready
Awesome.
to hear some Lost Wax Process.
Yeah, what a cool cat. Nice guy, easy and fun interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. It is Mixtape, Church of Rock, KSKQ. Oh, maybe. I guess I should probably cue it up first. I'm sorry, Mike. Sometimes I just get so excited, it's just like a dog peeing on the carpet. Oh, I can't get it to play, Sister Tracy. What's going on?
Well, you know what I could do? I could go ahead and throw on some Henry Rollins.
No, well, hang on a second. I refuse to give up this easily. Hang on. Because worst case scenario, I do know this, and this is the fun of live radio. This is really happening. The truth is, he said he put it up on YouTube. So why don't let's see if we can try to get this to work. And if it doesn't, let's try YouTube. We've got the time. Let's do this. Okay, the CD is on. Let's hit play. What's going on here?
We have nothing but time.
Hours of shite on a Sunday night. You're listening to the Church of Rock on KSKQ.